Okay, so it is 24th of August today, and we've started looking at this this wing. So this wing had quite a lot of filler in here. I've just I've just used a grinder on it and cleared it out. I don't mind the filler being in there, but when it's just a great big chunk like that, you know, that seems to me a little bit. Anyway, so it looks like, so this is the last piece that came out, which seems to go in here in some way. Not quite sure how it was in there, but it's actually got some metal on it as well. And since I was just grinding, it's a bit disappointing that the metal came out, but there we are. So what we're going to do here is, I think, we're going to cut out along here and down and across. Okay, and then we'll have to, you know, get it as smooth as we can, and then a bit of filler on top, but we'll get it down to metal. And we're going to fold it over as well. This is hard to do one-handed. So we're going to try to fold it around here so that we get the lip that we get on the right hand side there. So we're going to fold it around to get that lip, but not worry about the other one. So it would just come up to here, because that seems to fit onto the body properly then as well. So we'll square it off, probably cut off all of this, fold it over, well, just clearly fold it down there, so that's going to be fun. But fold it. It's really disgusting now. Fold it over here, and weld it all on the both sides, and maybe join it up here. And I think that will be okay. So that's what we're going to have a go at. So this is the replacement piece I've fabricated. So it's just a piece of metal which I've folded over as best I can with the tools I have. I've then cut off this lip here so that it fits in, and I've given it a bit of a curve which I think matches the door, the sill, the wing, and then it goes in there. So I now need to cut out along here. Keep thinking this here is a hole, but it's just the way it's reflecting. So I need to cut out in there like that, and then get on to welding it in. So that's the next step. In fact, what I'm going to do is a quick bit of zinc primer on this side, and then we can get on with that bit. So yeah, door skin or skin, wing, yeah, anyway, and there we have it cut out. And so this piece is ready to go in here. So now I just need to, and the curve isn't far off, so I think we're okay there. So yeah, so welding it in next. So that's it, welded in and ground down, awaiting its filler to get a final finish. A little bit disappointed actually in how I did there. I thought I'd got it connected up better than that, and I got a bit of a lip down again, but I thought I'd had it closer, so a little disappointed. In fact, I think I might even have it a little bit high at this side, a little bit low, definitely low at this side, but a little bit high down at the bottom, which could cause me some problem later. But that's alright. So we'll be using fiberglass filler there again to make sure we get rid of any pinholes that are there. Right, so next step is to move on to this bottom flange. So this should have 3 holes in it. It should have a flange the whole way along here, and then it should have 3 holes to secure it to the bottom of the inner sill. So since I replaced all of the bottom along there anyway, I can drill the holes wherever I want, apart from maybe this one which is already here, but obviously not finished up. And quite how I'll do this lip here, I don't know. So I think though it is a cut along here somewhere, and yeah, and then a bit of a lip somehow, which will be fun. Might be a case of just lining up a long piece of wood and banging it down after I've welded it in along here. We'll see. Anyway, so that's the next bit. And so although I'm not happy with this, you know, at least I am getting it there. Okay, so I've done a bit of grinding along both sides here, and I think this is my highest point where I've got a hole. Okay, so I think, which is actually right along the you know, where it bends over. So I think if I cut along here and I weld in something that is bent over, comes out a little bit further than this, so that I can then bang an edge on it at the end, I think that might be okay. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is probably from about here. Yeah, from about here, I think what we'll do is we'll come down, we'll go across, come down here, and we'll weld in it. It'll have to be 2 or 3 pieces, I guess, because I only work with those small bits. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so I've started work on this, and here's the first bit that goes in, which actually isn't too bad. Again, a bit of filler will sort that out, and I just need to trim the edge down when I'm ready. But I then went on to do the second piece and made a bloody awful mess of it. So I mean, look at that great gap there, and it's not actually lined up even on 2 square, but really cross with myself. So rather than continue and make that worse, I'm going to stop for today and come back at it tomorrow. Yeah. It's been a long day, and I'm out here a bit later than I normally get out, so we're going to take it easy this evening. We've had a couple of packets arrive, so we're going to this is stuff to help me get on, so let's see if I can get it in image. But the first thing that we've got is some body filler. So this is fiberglass reinforced formula, and so that will help with our to go over the welding bits. And what we might do is we might just do a little bit of that tonight, and get some on and maybe laid out. And then we've got this as well from MGB Hive. So anyone who can guess what that is has been listening. And let's see if we can get in here. take a bit more by the look of it to get it out, but we should have two things in here, to be honest. It's a shame that I didn't realise that I needed a third piece before I continued, but I need, within the door there's another bit that I need. But here we have something I've been talking about almost non-stop and incessantly, as we have that castle section to go in. And the other thing I ordered, because I know I'm missing a few bolts, is a wing fitting kit. So I'll have a lot left over from that if I use what's already on there or what's available, but I might do it the other way round, use all of these and then keep the others as spare. Anyway, so that will get me going, and that should then be enough to finish off most of that front section. I still have a little bit on the wing as a reinforcing section or something that I'm going to have to buy as well. Goes by the wheel arch, but once that's in place we're all good. So we're going to do, I think might just do the body filler on the door today and leave it at that, see how I feel once I get started, but we're not going to do much. Okay, so we're keeping it short today. So this has had filler on it. I've done a quick sand, but we can see that I need to flatten here, so I need to get some more filler in there. But I won't use fiberglass filler now for that, because I should have got all the holes. You know, any water ingress should go, and so I'll put normal filler over the top. I've just applied some fiberglass filler along that hole, which was just such a mess yesterday. I didn't think about it before, but I think that's the way I'll do it. So that'll need sanding down tomorrow. And then I've done the same down here. Here we are. Okay, so again, I've applied the filler, quick sand, but it's going to need a bit more to get it totally smooth. And then it should be okay. But I'm going to stop at that today because I'm tired. And hopefully I'll manage a bit more time tomorrow, but time's looking tough for the next couple of days. Right, so not a lot done today again. Probably stopping quite early, so today is Wednesday. What does that make it? 26th, something like that, 25th, I'm not sure. But I'm playing tennis this evening, so I don't want to do too much, and then I won't play tomorrow because it's going to rain and I can work tomorrow. This is, I just test fitting the various bits, such as the castle rail, which we can see lying now on the floor there. But I've just got the wing, well, just leaning against it, to be honest, up top, as you can see. It's not lining up quite properly there. But again, and then fitted at the bottom. And then I've done a bit more filler on those two bits, which to sand down again. But I've spent a lot of time trying to get the fitting just right, making sure where I need to cut. You know, measure 100 times, cut once type of thing. So I want to make sure I get that right before I cut into the castle section, or before I trim off some of that edging I did at the bottom. But I think that's going to fit okay. I'm actually relatively pleased, and once I've done that, then I just need to come up here and do this section. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this at this stage. I might just use fiberglass in here, given that I know I'm going to use fiberglass there. And I haven't tested this since I put this last fitting on, but when I've been doing it, the door is opening around it nicely, no scratching or anything like that, which is what I want. That's a decent fit. Okay. Okay, it's Friday. After a good rest yesterday, I feel a lot better. And I'm back out. And as we can see here, we've got the castle section in. And what I've done about the quality of my welding, and then I've also welded in this bit. When I look from the inside, we can see I've got a couple of lights on down there, and when we look from the inside, we don't have any light ingress from that end, so that's looking okay. If I come to the back, this is my right here is the little, I've just got zinc primer on it, but that is the little patch I'm going to weld over just to cap off the end, and so that's moving along okay. If we just come back, I've done a bit of sanding around here, and this hole's a bit bigger, so I need to get some rust preventer on the inside, and then this will be done with fiberglass filler and then topped off. We can see here where my fiberglass filler, I've now got it covered with filler, and I'm just slowly sanding that down, and the same here. They fit on quite nicely together, so that's okay. So we're just about on the verge of done here, I think, at the front. So yeah, good progress. Hopefully finish it off this week. It's 8:30 now, so we're stopping for the night on Friday, but we've got that capped off now and all welded up. I know it's not the prettiest, but strong, I hope, and prevent water ingress. So plan for tomorrow will be to fit the wing, at least temporarily, and try to get it sanded down so it all looks nice. And the same with the door, so if we can get the door and the wing, you know, the sill here and the wing all sanded down and flat and looking good and in place, then I would suggest that's decent progress. I was just lining up the outside and realised I wasn't getting the posts lined up quite right there. So it wasn't quite fitting properly. So in shifting that back, I then this one's stuck in, and I need to get out, but there are others there, and so I was looking for. I'm not quite sure what the nut, the bolt that goes in there is. So I started looking in the passenger side to see how it was done there, and look what I found. Okay, so this is the piece I think I thought I was missing. So we're going to clean that up now and paint it. And put that on as well. So great, that saved us a bit of dough. So it's Sunday. quite late coming out today. But here is that piece. Oh, it's a bit sticky still on the though. So I wire wheeled it, went over it with 60 grit sandpaper. I then did rust converter for the final bits, and then hammerite. So that should be fairly well protected. Need to fit that in now. I didn't get much done in the end yesterday beyond that, because I went to tennis, and then I ended up doing the garden and having to do some work on the stag. I had neither rear indicator was working, and nor was my one of my headlights. All three were down to poor earthing, so sorted all of those out, and now we're going to progress on here. So I think the first thing we're going to do is, we've got that in there, we can see fitting quite nicely, it's held on just by the one bolt in here. And what we've done underneath is we've bent it up, as you can see. So what we're going to do now is we're going to trim that off. We're then going to do a bit of fixing of the welding, and I think that's then ready to possibly even go as far as painting. I haven't quite decided if I want to. It's a nice day out today, so it might be a good day to paint, and I could get a bit of practice in doing this panel and then getting it ready to fit again. And that might be the way to go. We'll see. Anyway, we'll start by taking that off, trimming that down, sorting out the welding. I decided before I got any further I would just trial fit it and make sure everything was fitting okay. And it's not too bad, so it took a bit of effort. And I haven't quite fitted everything, but you can see I've put some of the nuts in. And I got it fitted on here nicely. And you can see through here that's only held on with one bolt at the moment, and I need to, but I'm basically trying to work out which bolts go where from my new kit, and which ones I don't actually have, and fix everything in place. And so there were some where clearly I can see them and they go in along here, but I know that there were 2 or 3 back here as well. And I think I found the holes on the other side, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get them in to fit them. So I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to do another trial fit before I go any further with it. Right, I was beginning to rush things and get sloppy, and I know when I'm doing that it's time to stop. Because I start making mistakes. So I might pop out again later, or this might be the end for this week. So what do I want to do next? I think I've got the wing fitting now, and so actually I might keep it off and paint it, and I might do that next. But we've only got 2 bolts holding this in, 1, 2. There should be a third one at the bottom, but I've got no nut welded on the other side. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to weld a nut on there. I've gone through the rest of that with rust remover, but I think I'm going to go over all of that with undercoat, under sealer, to finish off the inside there as well. So do those 2 bits first. I can then, if I've painted it, I can then load it on So I think that's the next step actually, and that's why I want to take a step back, and I might just take this front valence off at the same time and clean that up and paint it, so that I'm painting two things at the same time. I also want to underseal. I want to get some paint underneath as well, and put under both the hammerite and then underseal, or whatever it's called. So I want to get both of those on as well. So I think rather than rushing trying to get the wing on today and finish, which is what I've been doing, it's just the wrong thing to be doing, and that's why I'm taking a step back now. I'm going to go a bit slower and do a slightly better job. That's the right thing to do, so that's what we're going to do. So yeah, so I might come out and do smaller bits, but right now I'm going to stop for at least half an hour and have a break, and then go from there.